Hi everyone, welcome to the 7th episode of the Home Series. My name is Jaren.
And my name is Busay. For today, for our topic, we will be talking about challenges and struggles that we faced within the last year. And we also want to focus on things that we want to let go from this year. And also maybe add on to that, we will talk about things that we faced, struggles and challenges during the pandemic so far. So let's get to the conversation.
Okay, so I guess I could start it off. Going off of our struggles this year, let's get right deep into it.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, this was actually something that we were talking about very recently. We ended up going on a hike, and you know, when you're in nature, you end up talking about a lot of deep things when you're with, two people. But anyway, so one of the main things I was saying was that I feel like this year for me has been very challenging in its own way. I think it's partially because it's my first year in college. It's right at that prime age where I feel like you're really starting to see some of life's lessons. Like, you're starting to really grasp those things that, like, even especially with, like, friendships and, like, learning things. When people always say, like, you're gonna end up losing your friends, you're not gonna stay friends with these people, or you're gonna end up, you might end up regretting not going away, or stuff like that, I think I'm at that age where I'm starting to realize that those things are coming true. So for me, it's definitely been a hard year, in general, because, I'm learning all these new things. I think I'm also learning to be independent. Like, one of my main goals for this year that I had set for myself was that I wanted to learn to prioritize myself, because I feel like in the past I really haven't. Even when I thought I really have always put other people's needs over my own. And it's just like it's getting to a point where I'm also at an age where it's like that kind of thing is especially going to be negatively affecting me. Like, I feel like when you're a kid and you're, like, obsessed with your friends, like, it's almost normal, because you're like, okay, you have no worries in the world. Like, you could just go hang out with your friends whenever you want. Mm-hmm. But, like, it's like you're at the age where it's like, picking hanging out with a friend over doing homework, like, that's a big decision, because that thing is due the next morning. Like,
yeah.
It's simple stuff like that, but also just, like, even deeper, I feel like, learning to do, like, prioritize yourself is not as easy as it seems, especially when you've spent, like, your whole life not doing that, or even a lot of stuff for me, in terms of, how, like, self-image and, exercise and, having a healthy relationship with food, like, all that stuff has been very, very hard for me. And I'm at a place where I'm, especially this year, trying to learn to be okay with all those things, to learn to love myself again, I guess, because I feel like I lost that. So I'm just it's been a very mentally challenging year for me, but I can say that generally I'm just, even though I haven't accomplished, like, all the things that I want to, like, I still have a lot of goals, especially going into next year. Like, I know that I'm definitely, like, proud of myself for at least even being aware of it or acknowledging the things that I need to work on. Like, that's also a big step. So, like, that's also another thing that we were saying, is, like, in terms of, like, healing and stuff, from anything, any topic.
I need that.
From any topic, like, healing is something has such a wide definition, because I feel like people think that it's like this, it's like, you go to, like, a healer and they're, like, doing some voodoo magic on you, and then you're like, oh, you're healed, you're good, get out of here. But no, like, we were just saying how, like, healing is something as little as just becoming aware of the fact that you need healing. Like, that's when your journey begins, Sometimes it's just sitting there in your emotions and acknowledging that you're sad about this thing. And like it just comes gradually over time. You grow over time. You learn to be okay. It's like small things, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I talked for so long.
Honestly, this episode, I feel like it's a little, like, as you were talking, I'm thinking about all the struggles and challenges I've had. And it's like all weighing down on me again because like you're kind of remembering everything like you went through.
I know, I was getting a little emotional.
So if I cry, guys, like please just, you know, like bear with me here. But I think this year I was like thinking about it, and like the two most impactful things that happened that challenged me or that I've struggled with this year was one, heartbreak, lots of heartbreak, and two, moving out on my own. I think like those two were the hardest, but I'll start with moving out. I moved out for the first time on my own this year in May 1st, and that happened because of certain struggles I was having living at home with my older sister, mostly with my older sister, but there were other things. There were other stresses within the family that I feel like I just needed to be on my own. And that's not to say, I think my initial goal when I was leaving was to just like have more time to myself and take care of myself more and not have to worry about someone like triggering me or like making me upset or like saying hurtful things to me, which was happening a lot. And I think at the time I did lose a lot of self-esteem, and like I don't think I was taking care of myself that well, but that was also because I was like in the program I was in for a year, so that also took a toll on me for the previous year, which was during the pandemic, and I didn't realize the effects of the pandemic until this year. I feel like a lot of people felt like they lost their jobs and they went through like so many family issues and stuff, which like I feel like for me, like I've experienced that, but I didn't feel the effects of it until this year, and like after everything was settled down and like and all that. When I first moved out, I was super lonely, and I don't feel like that anymore, but at first I was crying a lot. It almost felt like a reality check that like I knew how to take care of myself. I knew how to cook. I knew how to clean. Like I knew how to have a schedule and a routine, but no one teaches you about the effects that the effects of moving out that it has on you. I don't know if that sentence made sense, but like no one teaches you about the loneliness and the emotional like things that you have to go through when you do move out. It's not even about like the fact that you're not going to have enough money and stuff like that. Like thankfully I didn't have to worry about that. But what I was really struggling was the loneliness I felt for like months, and like cried so much. I've gotten used to it. Maybe it was just like a transition period. It was me moving out for the first time, but that was one of my biggest struggles.
I definitely agree with that. That has been something for me to why did I say it like that? Anyway, it's definitely been something that I've been struggling with too. Like even though I'm at home, it's just me and my dad now, and obviously you're moved out. And most of the time, you know, my dad's working or like I'm working, and I do find myself like home alone a lot. And like I feel like even though like I know I have people that I could talk to or contact, like it's like the physical loneliness is hitting me and making it like mental loneliness, and like I get very like emotional. Like there have been nights where I've just like been sitting like for hours, and you think ideally, like, you know, I love being alone, don't get me wrong, because all the stressors are away. I'm kidding, but you know, ideally you think like that's something that you want, and it is nice to have alone time every now and then, but I feel like it became something that was so constant for me, like, you know, being alone. Like I'd just be sitting on the couch for hours watching Netflix, and I started feeling like so like like I'm like, wow, I have no life, like, you know. But it's not even that. It's like I know that like if I wanted to, like I could probably reach out to somebody and they'd come hang out with me, but at the same time, like part of me doesn't want to. Like I think I was also trying to like part of the reason that I wasn't really reaching out to people was because I wanted to learn to be okay with being alone. Because, like, throughout your life, you're gonna go through stages where it's like you can't have people running after you whenever you need something. And it's like, okay, you know, I know that they are there if I need them. But, like, I don't want to have to rely on people at every single step of the way just to be okay. Especially, like, something as simple as that. Like, you know, if I got into, like, a car accident, I know immediately I can call people. But, like, if I can't even sit at home by myself and mentally feel okay by myself and, like, be able to make myself feel good on my own, then I'm like, okay, so clearly we're not doing something right here. Like, I need to work on myself. And that was also another thing. Like, I did find myself crying a lot, too, at home by myself. Especially with feeling lonely. Like, you know.
This year was like, you think you're strong, oh, you're not. That's how I felt. That's how I felt this year.
Gosh, yes.
Like, I also... I think I feel better now that, like, I have a routine and I have, like, I go to the gym. I
feel like things are slowly starting to, like, fall back into place.
And maybe that's a good thing because we're going into the new year soon.
Well,
but going back to my other struggle, oh my God, heartbreak. My favorite topic.
Yeah, you can talk about this for on and on.
Yeah, I think, like, the reason that my biggest challenge was, I'll say, like, relationship slash heartbreak, even put friendships in there. I just feel like, I talk about this a lot, one of the biggest things I value in any friendship, relationship, anything like that is trust, even work relations. Like, if I can't trust someone to stick to their word when they say they will do something, or if I can't trust someone to be there for me or to show up for me. And I guess, like, sometimes I think about it, I'm like, do I, like, especially for relationships, do I expect too much when I want commitment? And I don't know, that's what, like, I question a lot of things about relationships, but my heart was definitely broken over and over and over again. And for, like, the last few months, I've just been focusing on, like, school, work, which is, I didn't really have time for anything else anyway, but it was just school, work, and, like, being healthy. So I was just making sure I was, like, cooking for myself and, like, going to the gym. I didn't have any other time for other things.
Yeah, you definitely didn't.
And also, like, I took that time to focus on myself, my goals, but also, like, on healing from that heartbreak. And, like, I know people say that, you know, you can't always blame other people for, like in relationships, you can't just put the blame on the other side. And there are,
like, you have to own up to your faults.
Yeah, too. and like, there are things that, like, I look at myself for and like look at it and I'm like, maybe I need to fix this, I need to fix that. Sometimes it is overwhelming, though, to, like, look at everything and not knowing where to start. Like,
yeah, for sure.
And I feel like one of the biggest things is, like, heartbreak triggers me so much because, like, I feel like we had so much trauma growing up around relationships and marriage, and, like, my parents are divorced. Yeah, and our parents are divorced, so, like, we only live with my dad, and, like, there's just, when I look around, even though, like, relationships are not meant to be easy, which is, like, I understand that, but it's like, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know, like, what's right for me. I don't know, like, what I want sometimes. I think those are, like, heartbreak really taught me, like, to just go within and, like, find those answers. Maybe, like, I wasn't doing that. Maybe I wasn't living true to myself, and I was expecting other people to, like, blindly, like, commit to me, or, like, I don't know, like, yeah. I'm so scared to, like, be dependent on someone else emotionally because of all the like heartbreaks I've had over the past like few years.
I mean, you shouldn't be emotionally dependent.
No, but like I mean like a healthy dependence.
Yeah.
Like I don't even find it safe to open up to people and
Yeah.
just let them know parts of me that they should when you're in a relationship with someone.
I feel like, you know, this was something we were also talking about the other day, but, you know, the biggest thing with this kind of thing, like this thing, is that, like, a lot of the times people do not realize that, or people try to find what they're missing in themselves in other people, and like that's what we were saying creates like dependency, because it's like if you can't fix your own problems and you expect other people to come into your life and fix them for you, then you know that's not something that's good. Like, you know, you should be, that's what we were saying, like you need to look within yourself. You have to be able to love yourself, like heal yourself, and like feel whole in yourself before you go into a relationship. And like obviously, like I know that you're saying that, you know, that's why it's like hard for you, because it's something that is obviously, it's challenging to, I'm sorry. Ooh. It's challenging, but it's like you're already taking the right steps. And even though it's, you know, it might be a long process or it might be hard, it's like you're doing everything that you can currently.
Yeah.
You're being there for yourself. And, you know, the biggest thing is just that, like, this is what I was saying last night, but it's like you can't give up. You know, it's not like you just give up on other things. It's like, if this is something that you want to achieve, if you want to find somebody, if you want, you know, to have somebody that you connect with on a deeper level, you just have to keep trying, just like any other thing. It's like you don't just give up in school just because you keep messing up. Like, you can't just be like, I keep getting D's, like I'm just gonna give up on school. Like, you know, I keep getting crappy people. I'm gonna give up. Like, you have to keep trying. If that's something that you want, like, it's hard. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, like, oh, you have to keep trying as if it's, like, different foods, you know. It's not as easy as that or satisfying. It's definitely,
definitely not as satisfying.
yeah. It's definitely something that's hard, but it's, like, it's, like I said, it's, like, if you want that in your life, you know, it's, like, that's what I was saying yesterday when I was like, even though it's hard, that's what makes it so much more,
pays off.
You know, exciting, and like that feeling that you get where you're like, you finally know you found your person, and you're like, I went through like war, I, you know, went through so many battles to get to you, like, you know, and it's like you finally feel like safe and at home with your person.
Yeah, and I think like what you're saying, like, I agree with, and I also wanted to just like add to it. I thought of this as you were like talking. I feel like maybe like I put my trust in others, but yet I don't even like give the time to trust myself, and maybe that's something like I'm gonna need to focus on, because I've been feeling that lately too. Like, I need to learn to trust my own decisions again, that like when something happens and something goes wrong, that I can stick up for myself and still like be there for myself when like other people aren't, or things like that. But yeah, I mean, I think like there's so much healing that I still am doing. There are things that still trigger me, like emotionally and mentally. And sometimes I feel like I put myself down before other people even get the chance to like give me feedback or say something to me. And like the past few days I've been off from work, and I've just been able to get enough rest where like I feel more like myself again. But like even with friendships this year, it's like the friends that you think are the closest you end up falling out with, and people that you think are like there for you are not. And that's why I feel like I value trust, because growing up, like, I don't think I had anyone that I could trust. I didn't have any friends. I didn't have family that I could trust. And I just realized, like you build those relationships, it's true, but sometimes it's hard to trust yourself when you can't even trust the people around you.
Yeah.
It's like you think of the best the best for them or of them. I don't know if that makes sense. But when it comes to like you can't trust them, so you just kind of make up for it in ways like you overcompensate from yourself to make up for like their mistakes and stuff like that. But then that actually makes you lose trust in yourself. The more you give away from yourself to other people, the more you let people do things or like make mistakes towards you and like not even acknowledge them, the more you lose that trust within yourself. And that's where I've been struggling too, I would say.
I don't even know what I'm supposed to say after that.
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about...
I just feel like...
Go ahead.
We're obviously in a more silly, goofy mood today, but I also feel so tired. I feel like I'm going to pass out.
Yeah. I feel tired too.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say, like, I feel like, of course, every year we go through things that, lessons that we learn. I think that, for, like, going back to what we were saying about healing, like, I feel like for, as you're trying to heal, I feel like all these emotions come up, and I feel like that's also why this year has been so especially hard because, once you acknowledge that you need to heal, it's like all these emotions come flooding back to you. Oh my God. So it's like, sometimes I feel like I don't even know, like, I will just be sitting and I'll just start crying and I have no idea what's going on. Nobody, people are like, are you okay? I have no idea. I don't know. It's a mess, but, but like, it's just, this year has been a lot, for both of us. It's been challenging in so many ways. I also feel like I'm at a point where I'm like trying to stop making excuses for myself. Like I feel like I'm so at a place where I lack so much motivation. Like I feel like I have a hard time getting up in the morning. Like this and that, but it's like I'm at a point where I'm also sick of being like that. Like I'm like, I don't want to be like this anymore. Like I want to get up, I want to be motivated, I want to have some sort of thing that keeps me going. Like I want to have a routine. I want to, be in every way, with food, with, just throughout the day, with the gym, like, all that stuff. Like I want to be at a place where I can say like, I'm doing good. And I am still proud of myself. Like I am trying every single day, and like recently I started seeing a therapist, like very recently. So it's like I'm doing that because I want to move forward. I want to be at a good place, and like I'm very excited to get into the new year. Like I feel like I have so many plans just moving forward in general, not like within the next year, but I'm just very excited to like leave everything just behind, walk into the new year and be like, I know it's very cliche, but like be like, new year, new me. Like I want to walk into it letting go of all these things that have stressed me out in every way, and just be like, I'm doing all things that are good for me. I'm making all decisions for me. I'm prioritizing all the right people in my life, the ones who prioritize me, like, stuff like that. Yeah. But those are my finishing thoughts. If you want to add a couple stuff.
I was just going to say, like, if we were to talk about things that we want to let go of, I definitely want to, like, this is not something letting go, like, this is not letting go of something, but maybe just, like, letting go of the fact that I care about other people's opinions so much.
Oh my God, yeah, that's a big one.
The thing is, especially people that are close to me, it's like, if someone really cares about you, if someone really loves you, I feel like they would be there and they would be by your side no matter what. And like, you shouldn't have to mold yourself into someone or something that you're not. So I want to let go of that like mindset of like I want to have a more optimistic like outlook on life and like more positive, positive outlook on life. I don't want to focus on every little bad thing or every not little, but every friendship, every relationship that falls apart. Like that shouldn't make me fall apart too.
Yeah.
I want to let go of that. Like just focus on my own hobbies. Like I want to, like I'll talk about that later, but like I just want to focus on myself. I want to be there for myself. I want to be strong for me, and like I just want to let go of other people's criticisms and negativity. Yeah, like maybe it's unhealthy to cut people off, but there comes a point. I mean, it's not unhealthy if you do it, like if you communicate that, what you need, and if someone can't give that to you, I just want to let go of the idea that like I need to conform to like society's like norms and like be like a specific way or like how other people want me to be. Basically that mindset.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying, because I feel like that is something that is also so big for me. Like I feel like, and I do it so unconsciously that like I don't realize. Like I feel like I'm somebody who is like, I really don't care. Like I don't care what anybody says. Like blah blah blah. And then one person will say something, and I'm like overthinking it in my head for the next 3 weeks. I'm like, oh my god,
and then
like
you start crying,
falling apart. Yeah, it's a mess. Like I really am sometimes just a complete mess. But it's like I feel like that's also like something I want to let go of, because I feel like I have let other people's opinions control how I think of myself for way too long. Like, and this was something that I finally realized, where I was just like, I think that the reason that I judge myself so harshly is, well, actually, I said the opposite thing, but I wrote this in my notes the other day because I was just thinking about it, but I was like, maybe the reason that I expect to be judged so harshly by others also is because I'm so judgmental to myself, like I don't even give myself a chance. I don't have half the patience with myself that I have with other people. And it's like, why do I treat myself like that? Like, why? Like, I give so much thought and effort and care into all the people that I love, but I don't even do that for myself. And it's like, it's something that is very emotional, and it's like, that's why, what I mean, it's like you start realizing these things little by little, and it's emotional. It's like you have those moments where I probably started crying when I wrote that in my notes, because it's like, it's something that's so intense, where it's like, I've denied myself of my own love for so many years, and it's like, where do I, and then again, it's that question that comes up, it's like, where do I begin? Like, how do I fix that? When you've gotten used to being a certain way for so long, you don't know how to change that. So that's why it's so hard. It's like, how do I go on from this? How do I learn to be the opposite of what I am? So that's...
I agree with all of that. Like, there's nothing I can add to it, but I think we should also cut the conversation. Oh, sorry guys, this is our timer. We should probably cut the conversation short here, because we do try to limit it at 30 minutes now for all our episodes. So let's just get to the ending.
So we'll definitely continue talking about this stuff another time, but I think we'll just end this one here, and we'll get deeper into each topic on other videos. So
I hope you enjoyed this conversation, and if you felt like you've struggled and have had challenges within the past year or through the pandemic, you can share them down in the comments and like our video.
And I don't think thank you so much for watching it.
Yes, thank you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. I had to hold it in. How long has it been recording?
Girl, please be nice. So, well, remember we were
Does my
gonna.
hair look like a mess?
Yes.
Who say you're not?
Maybe we can talk about this as well, but. What the heck? You good? You remember we were gonna talk about the first video would be
Can we open?
challenges we've had during quarantine. It's not that hot in here.
I'm sweating.
Are you okay?
Please.
You're gonna be sitting here for like 5 minutes and you're gonna make yourself. It's really cold.
No, because I'll just grab that blanket next to me. I have a migraine. I'm overheating.
I like your chain.
Thanks. So I really do have a migraine though. It just started. I don't know
You
why.
should take painkillers.
Maybe that's why I'm so irritated.
Probably. Maybe. I was just trying to be nice, but you're here making faces in the camera, so I don't know what to tell you.
Ah, look at the brace is making me itchy.
Do you want to
Okay.
take painkillers?
Look,
What do you want me
let's
to do?
just do the intro. This one I have no idea because I'm so drained about talking about things that have gone wrong this year.
Maybe
But
we can talk about things that we want to change in ourselves and things that we want to let go.
there's just too many. I know everything I want to do next year. Vinny's probably mad at me. I hung up in a mean way. But, okay, I'm just gonna call him back really quick.
There's probably a reason.
What the heck?
And maybe he just doesn't want to talk to you. Okay, so yeah, it's episode 6. Okay, can we just start it?
Wait, we're recording episode 6? There's no way.
We're recording episode 7.
Vinny, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You know I don't like being imitated like that, and that pissed me off.
I know it's my fault.
No, it's not your fault because I still reacted in the way that I did. So, I'm sorry too.
Apology accepted.
Okay, well, apology double accepted. And boom. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Okay. I just need to not look at myself. Maybe I should take my glasses off so I can't see. Okay.
This is not good.
Okay. Maybe when I'm about to say something really smart, I can put them on.
Okay.
That doesn't normally happen. So.
It's weird at the end. I tried.
Should we redo it?
Yeah, let's use. I'll just cut it out, whatever we don't use.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just freestyle, whatever. Just say something.
Okay.
The end. I was trying to pull it all together.
Like, let's get started. Okay. Pull yourself together.
I'm trying.
You want to pay for my comedy show? You can.
Just go.
Okay.
I think that was better.
Let's get to the conversation.
I tried. I didn't know how
You
to
could
set
have
it
just
up.
been like, let's get right into the video.
Oh my god. Okay, whatever. I think that was decent.
Let's get right into the conversation.
It's because my brain's trying to collect itself right now. Just let me be, okay?